Hello. All right. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, alrighty. Welcome, everyone. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and I was told everything is changing and it's bringing your abundance. So there's good stuff in the air, but first we have to go through this cycle of change before we can get what it is we want. So we're going to have to go through that change first. Let me go ahead and shuffle some cards. How are you guys doing? Definitely definitely a lot of shifting energies since yesterday. Actually, no, for the past week. A lot of very shifty type energy. It's not necessarily a bad thing. For some, we've experienced it as like nausea, anxiety, chest pressure, difficulty breathing, headaches, just a whole cluster fluff. But again, doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Let me put my water over here. Okay. So, abundance. It feels like something's going to come through today. Ooh, 2 cards already. Something that you've been waiting on is going to come through, and it's going to be the start of a huge cycle of just goodness. I know. People are going to probably be like, goodness, Emmy, there's no way. There is a way. There is a way. When you look for a way, you find a way. Okay? When you allow yourself to have movement, wander around, and really just, do what you do, you find a way. All right, we're almost ready. I feel like I need to thoroughly shuffle the deck. Okay. Then final deck I'm going to use today. I don't think I've used this deck in forever. Okay, let's get a couple of cards from there. Let's get started. So, as I was saying, it feels like something's going to shift. Whatever blockages have been in your way for this, however long you've been trying to accomplish something, achieve something, do something, that's going to be cleared away. I think a lot of what's happening with the whole CERN thing is that it is causing shifting within the macro as well as microcosms of our co-created realities. And it's really up to you how you're going to experience this. There is such a thing as programming your experience. When you focus on strictly the negatives, the negative potentials that can be reached, that's what you will begin sending your energy of manifestation to. Okay. So we really have to be aware of whatever it is we're trying to manifest. For quite a few of us, what we do is we are so good at focusing on what we want until it's right there, like our fingertips are about to touch it. And then we're like, oh no, there's no way it can happen. And then everything falls apart right at the last minute. That's because you've pulled away your manifestation energy, your manifestation abilities. You have to make sure you see it all the way through. Okay. So everything is changing and it's bringing your abundance. That abundance can be positive, it can be negative. It's up to you which one you'll welcome back home into your life. Think on that a little bit. Think on what I just said. Abundance can be positive and negative. It's up to you what you're gonna bring home to you. Don't allow the negativity to be all that you allow yourself to receive. For some reason, it's just so much easier for us to manifest negativity. We don't fight that because we're kind of programmed to believe that we deserve a negative life, either from our environment, by society, by family, by whatever it is. And so you have to make sure that you give yourself permission to receive the very things you need to receive. Let's see. Ooh, see, High Priestess responsibility. You're responsible for calling to you the things that you want and need. You are responsible for that. So, this is not something that someone else can do for you. Not only do you have to push the energy, um, I don't know why that phrase makes me you have to be responsible enough to consciously decide what type of frequency you push, what kind of frequency you push away, what kind of frequency you push into your life. Okay. Banishment and hex. So there's no more banishment. Like whatever this is, you want it to come forward to you. You want this. Um, so for some, this could potentially mean like you want punishment because you don't believe you deserve the goodness in life. What has to happen for you to realize you deserve a life that's worthy of you? What has to happen? You've already gone through the low points, right? You've already gone through struggle. You've already gone through so much, and this applies to everyone. What else needs to happen for you to shift your mindset? What is it? What needs to happen? And the answer is going to be different for all of us, but at the end of the day, all of us will have an answer. Ask yourself this and really figure out what event, what experience are you waiting for in order to give yourself permission to move forward from whatever it is that you're suffering and struggling through? For me, a lot had to happen. And it culminated with me losing my mom and then having the fear of also losing my brother. And when I went through all of that, I finally got to a point where I realized I'm the only one. I'm the only thing that is blocking my abundance from coming in. So Rhonda says, it's so hard when you get knocked down since birth. I don't know what happy is. Happy is whatever definition you give it. We hurt our own feelings when we use definitions that are defined by other people. If we do that, then we think happiness is having a bunch of financial wealth, a bunch of material wealth. Happiness is having a whole bunch of people around you. It doesn't even matter if they like you or not, but as long as they claim their loyalty to you, happiness is other people validating you. And these are just some stereotypes of how people have chosen to define happiness. For me, happiness is being able to take a deep breath, being able to pause, being able to just quietly observe my life and see how much I've grown, being able to see how my simple existence positively impacts other people. That's happiness to me. That makes me happy. I can be happy not doing anything at all, not having anything at all. I've been in situations where I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything outside of just enough groceries for the next meal, and I was happy. Why? Because I was living in the moment with no expectations of how that moment is going to play out, but a knowing that it will play out to the highest level of potentiality possible. And being able to redefine my definition of happiness has really shifted my perception on my life. It's opened up those pathways that once upon a time I viewed them as ways for dark things to enter, ways for people to hurt me, harm me. And now I see it as just another roadway to take me to another place within my own journey. So being able to really just redefine things for ourselves, it can go a very long way in bringing your abundance back home to you. Concealment, cloak. So this thing is already approaching. It's either a thing or a person. It's already approaching and it's very concealed. It's hidden away. Maybe because if you saw it coming, you would have disbelief, you would fight it, you would create blockages that don't allow you to receive, you know? And so sometimes things, even the good things, are concealed before they arrive so that you can't self sabotage. I know I do that sometimes. Rhonda, regardless of how you grew up, you're an adult now and you can create a new type of living, a new type of existence. I grew up a specific way, and I made damn sure my children don't grow up the way I grew up. That was a decision I made. I made a conscious decision, and every action that I have taken, every decision that I have made, no matter how difficult, has supported that decision I made at the very beginning of my children will not grow up like me. My children are happy people. They are happy, well-balanced people, extremely intelligent, extremely compassionate and kind, just amazing examples of my commitment to them, my husband's commitment to them. We either choose to continue the cycles we grew up in, or we choose to create new ones. There's a cost for everything. For me personally, the cycles. I grew up, basically, my parents weren't around very much because they were both working their asses off. Coming from a third world country, their focus was on creating material wealth, financial abundance. That was their focus. And so we were not lacking in anything material or financial as I grew up, but I lacked everything else. And so I made a decision. I don't care what I personally have to go without. I will work within whatever budget I'm allowed to have. I will make it work and I will be fully present with my children, which I did. I did. We made it work. My husband made it possible for me to stay home. And no, we were not rich. No, we were not financially comfortable. But that's okay with me as long as my children are happy. See, our definition is what causes our perception to be skewed. I had a lot of people in my family, a lot of relatives who pitied me because why? What? Because I'm not taking these expensive luxury vacations, because I'm not purchasing ridiculously priced purses and wearing shoes that cost people's mortgage. Yeah, no. Uh-uh. Even if I could afford that, I still wouldn't get that because that's not my priority. It never has been. So I'm not just a byproduct of my environment. I'm a byproduct of my reaction to my environment. And we have to begin seeing when that's what's happening. Is your reaction to your environment causing you to cling to cycles that are unhappy, but at least you know what it is. And so you stay there, you hold on to it, right? You hold on to it because that's what you know. You can learn more. You can learn more than the limitations your history has taught you. And if everything is changing, this is your opportunity to really allow yourself to learn as much about yourself, your life, your environment, your trajectory, your potential, your purpose, as much about those things as possible so that you can begin making decisions that are aligned. And when you get into alignment, you actually can bring in more of your own abundance. You can bring in more. Part of my story, I became a CEO in a parking lot with a $30 prepaid Cricket cell phone. That's how I established my company in 2016. It's now 2022. My company has grown by leaps and bounds. No one invested in me. No one said, "Yes, Emmy, you can do this. We got you. We'll spread all your work." And no, I did that because I made a decision. We cannot use our history as an excuse. I have no education. I graduated from high school, went to about a year or two of college. I don't have any degrees. I don't have any certificates. I haven't taken any classes for any of the things that I do. I'm completely self taught, and nothing will fucking stop me from doing what I believe I need to do. I promise you. Nothing will fucking stop me from doing what I need to do. Whatever I chase, I will chase it until I have it. Because, like I said, nothing will stop me, not my history, not my fear, not my insecurities, nothing. If you want a new life, you make that life. You make a decision and you stick with that decision and you keep going until one day you wake up and you're in that life that you dreamed of. And that's how it happens. You keep going until your dream is your reality. And when it's your reality, you dream new dreams and create a new reality. Not because you're greedy, not because it's not enough, but because you will continue to grow for the rest of your life. Whatever you think is enough for you is you settling. That's the reality of it. I'm changing my relationship with money. As someone who always thought money was the most toxic, most evil thing and the root of all evil. No, it's not. No, it's not. I had a fear that money would change me and make me greedy. No, it hasn't. It's just made it easier for me to be who I am, which is someone who is a giver, a helper. And so now I'm faced with the reality of I started a church. I started a nonprofit. That means I need to earn enough for two companies. Because guess what? My company needs to be able to continue to support the people who have become dependent on me. And it's quite a few households at this point, and I'm okay with that. But I also now have a church which will need to be able to support the communities I will create through that church. So now I don't give a damn if I've hit 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure, whatever I get. Yes, it allows me to do more. It allows me to spread that more. Money is not the root of evil. Money is the fuel that gets you to where you are going. And if where you want to go is somewhere dark and evil, that's exactly where it will take you. That is exactly where it will take you. The beautiful thing about being your own business owner, owning your own business, even if it's a small business, especially if it's a small business, the more work you put into it, the more it pays off. Because I literally work 7 days a week. Literally. Even on my day off, I'm still working. Because I work 7 days a week, I have the luxury and the honor of being able to help and support others. That is a luxury and an honor to my heart. I still live pretty simple. I still live pretty simple. I don't own any expensive purses. The one brand name purse I have is a Marc Jacobs purse that I got from the outlet at 80% off. And I was just like, well, shit, that's so damn cheap. And that's the only reason I have it. Yeah. Yep. The other day we were at Walmart and I need tank tops because I don't know where the hell all my tank tops went. And I refused to buy the tank tops because they were still full price, and then I saw another table, I was like, "Oh, $3? Well, do you okay." I still live simply. These are choices that we make. I don't need to flaunt anything. I earn what I earn, and then I consciously choose how to utilize what I earn. And it just so happens I had to be part of a homeless community for a prolonged period so I can understand the gravity of what I will do when I repair my relationship with money. I hated money. I hated money because my mom was never around as a kid because she was working. And I hated money because she would always throw money at me to shut me up. I hated material things because when I received material things that I never even asked for, it would be a way to purchase my compliance, to control me. Mhm. Yeah. We can choose to either continue the cycles we've learned in childhood or do something else with it. And people don't know how you grew up. They might have seen things, they might have been aware of certain components, but they don't actually fully know how you grew up. Everyone thinks that I grew up ridiculously wealthy and just a spoiled little rich girl, right? Wrong. So fucking wrong. So wrong. So wrong. Yeah, my father got me a Mercedes Benz for my first car, but I was not allowed to drive that. I was not allowed to go anywhere. And to get out of the home, I went and started working from the time I was 16, just so I didn't have to sit at home. And to avoid my life, I went ahead and worked 50, 60 hours a week and took on full load 40 units at college just so I didn't have to be home. And I continued that cycle for quite some time, this running away from myself in my life because I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to face anything. But guess what? At some point, I grew up. I grew up and I grew balls. And I'm like, I will face whatever the fuck I need to face. You want to face me? Go ahead. I'm not running. I'm not running. I've been through enough to know what I can handle and what I can't. And I promise you, even if I can't handle it, I'm going to stick there and I'm going to learn. So the next time it happens, I will fucking handle it and I will handle you. And I'm grateful for my history because it taught me how to choose myself in my growth. It taught me how to give myself the opportunity to continue growing beyond the limitations that the people in my environment had set for me. My abundance is mine and no one will stop me from receiving it, not even myself. And I'm so very happy to finally reach that point. Nothing will stop me. It just won't. Nothing, not even other people's limitations. Nothing will stop me. And if you think you can stop someone as stubborn as me, don't get your feelings hurt because I'll prove you wrong. Just because I can. Just because I'm finally at a place now where I'm no longer ashamed that I have this nature that can be combative, or the more positive light, empowered. See, people will label you certain things that have a negative connotation, this stigma attached to it. And that stigma is meant, it's designed to shame you, to trigger that self-shaming cycle so you will check yourself. I'm not combative, I'm empowered. I don't start shit, I end it. There's a difference. See, when you're combative, it's like you're just fighting for no reason, right? You're just fighting. I have an objective. If I engage you, I have an objective. Whatever I engage in my life, I have an objective. And I don't like to fail. And I used to think that that was something that was horrible and crippling, and because it was crippling for me. And now I realize if I only had seen it in the proper way back when, it would have never crippled me. My fear of failing myself has caused me to achieve so many things that so many people told me I could not do. Mhm. And when people were done because they were exhausted and they couldn't do more, I was still going, still plugging away, still doing it. Because, honey, just because you're tired doesn't mean I am. I'm worth this effort. And whatever I need to accomplish, I will if I want to. If I don't, good luck. Because I'm probably not going to do it. Either way, no matter how I see it, I love myself and the life that I've lived. I would change nothing about it because everything that I've gone through has taught me. I've chosen to learn through every circumstance. And had I not gone through those circumstances, I would not know there were other options. And now I know. So now I have these different things I can choose from. And it's up to us. It's really, really up to us what we do with this, okay? Feminine in reverse. Society shames us for wanting to create, for wanting to succeed, for wanting to this, wanting to that. It's okay to want things. It's okay to put effort into achieving, earning the things that you want. It's okay. It really, really is. And the people who aren't okay with it, it's not that they're not okay with you getting that. It's that they're not okay with you getting something they wanted but couldn't do for themselves. And that's what I began to realize about people. They weren't mad that I was succeeding. They were mad that they thought they were just like me, but they couldn't do what I was doing easily. And that's why you have to always just be yourself. Don't be like other people. Don't be the next blah, blah, blah. No, that's not how you bring your abundance home. You have your own energetic roadways that are created to deliver your abundance to you. But if you're going to try and use someone else's map that has roadways that don't exist within your auric kingdom, what are you going to do with that? Not a dang thing. Not a dang thing. You're going to use that as evidence of your failure. I will always eventually fail trying to be someone else. You will always eventually fail trying to be someone else. Be yourself takes no effort, none at all. And then that frees you to use all of your energy to create opportunities that will welcome your abundance back home to you. Invocation in reverse. You don't need to invoke anything else. You don't need to involve anything else. I never quite understood the people who would, they have this online persona where, they're big and they're badass and, they're energetic warriors and blah, 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 blah. Yet they have to invoke everything and anything under the sun. They have to call in all the angels and this, and you guys notice I don't do that when I read cards. I don't talk to the cards like that. I'm like, "Oh, guide us, please, and protect the—" No, because these cards do nothing outside of giving me clarity for my own personal intuition. I don't need protection for myself. It's when you involve other things and depend on other things that your capacity to create for yourself is greatly hampered. It is greatly distorted. So don't do that anymore. I know it's scary to do things on your own, especially if you're accustomed to having the crutch of someone else there. It's okay. I promise you, if you take this chance on yourself, you will learn exactly how strong you are. And remember, when life knocks you on your ass, you get back up. That turns it from being knocked on your ass to doing the exercises to strengthen yourself so that you can go even further. Because really, when you sit down and get back up, that's a squat. That's not sitting down because you failed. The sit down and get up and sit down and get up and sit down and get up, that strengthens you. That really seriously strengthens you. It doesn't just do your quads, your hammies, your glutes. It also does your core strength. It's an amazing thing when you allow yourself to do what you're designed to do, which is sit down and get up, sit down and get up. Well, I mean, but what if life, knocks me down flat on my face? That's a push up. It's a burpee. Make it whatever the hell you need to make it, but get the fuck back up every single time. Every single time. Get back up. Or lay down, sit down for a few minutes, catch your breath. There's nothing wrong with that. And then get back up and keep going. And that's how you become unstoppable. When you have that mindset, who's going to stop you? Because really, in order for someone else to stop you, you have to be convinced that they can. Yeah. You have to be convinced that they have the authority, the capacity to do this, to stop you. How many people have tried to stop me? How many people have tried to stop me from live streaming, from being who I am, from being visible? How many people? Quite a few. They even formed teams. They did. They formed teams. Yeah. They made their own little demon horror clubs and they all tried. If I don't believe your bullshit, it doesn't become my truth. Yeah. Oh, you want me to believe that I'm a bitch because you said I'm a bitch? If you don't like me, quit fucking coming around. But I'm not a bitch. I can be one if I want to, but I'm not. I'm not one. I'm actually not one. I'm empowered. See, when people can't control you easily and they're accustomed to controlling you easily, they'll use derogatory terms to try and trigger that self-shame cycle. I'm fucking shameless. Seriously, I'm fucking shameless. It's okay. I used to be ashamed, you know, because like in my culture, you have to have shame, right? You have to. That's what the culture teaches you. And I have a beautiful culture. I come from a beautiful people, but that's a component of my culture that you have to have shame in that way. And I'm so glad that my parents were never around because guess what? They couldn't fully indoctrinate me into that. If you trigger me just right, the shame goes away. And I'm like, fuck that. Been there, done that. Fuck your shit. Yeah. And people used to say that I should be ashamed for being that way. And I used to say, you should be ashamed for trying to force me to. Force me to do what you want. Force me to be something outside of who I actually am. And knowing that I'm a good person. Knowing that even without me doing anything, I deserve love. I'm worthy of being loved, and so are you guys. I'm worthy of receiving. I'm worthy of being loved. I'm worthy of having a life that's peaceful. Yeah. Even if I never live streamed, I'm worthy of all of that because I exist. So are you. So, imagination. You're not imagining the winds of change blowing. Change is coming. No matter what, change is coming. It could be a positive thing, it could be a negative thing, it could be a catastrophic thing. Change is coming. Let it come. Intensification in reverse. This can mean two things. The first one is things are fizzling out, right? It's fizzling out. Or things will continue to intensify in an upside down manner. If you allow yourself to be positive, and I don't mean that fake positivity, I'm talking about acknowledging the issue and looking for the solutions. That's a positive way to exist. Then the intensification will fizzle out because you're implementing your solutions. If you're doing that fake positivity where you're pretending nothing's wrong, but really everything is going wrong, then it will continue to intensify in an upside down way. So it just really depends on how you're going to approach this period. There's a lack of respect in the environment. Either you're not respecting yourself, you're not respecting your process, or someone is flat out disrespecting you. So, what's a way you aren't respecting yourself? When you speak to yourself harshly, when you attack yourself inside your head. If you wouldn't say that stuff to a complete stranger, don't say it to yourself. And maybe we're comfortable attacking ourselves in that way because we treat ourselves like we're strangers. Are you really? Are you a stranger unto yourself? Well, if you're trying to be someone that you're not because your environment has asked you to be someone that you're not, then yeah, I guess you're a stranger to yourself. That's how I lived for quite a few years, much of my life. And then I began to realize all I can really be is who I am. And who I am is who I am right now, not who I am next week or next month or next year, not who I was last week, last month, last year, in childhood. Well, however far back you want to go, who I am is the person I am right now. So some days I am gentle, some days I am a little bit more gruff, a little bit more abrasive, but that's who I am in that moment. Okay. Remembrance, ancestors. Yes, Marlene. What do you want, ma'am? Daniel, my friend. I don't know any other Daniels. Girlfriend. She's telling me I have to call Daniel. Daniel who? I only know one Daniel. She says it's not that one. I don't know, girlfriend. I don't know. Do y'all know a Daniel? Because a Daniel needs something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who this Daniel is. I can't call someone without knowing who they are and what their phone number is. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So, awakening, going through this awakening to help get you prepared. I mean, you don't just get out of bed and you're ready for the day. I mean, that takes a special person to be able to do that. You need to like lay for a few minutes, maybe I don't know, brush your hair, brush your teeth, um moisturize your face and you go pee. I don't know. People have their little rituals they do in the morning. It's time for you to get to a point where you're having this like moment of preparation. Okay, that waking up, that moment of preparation where you're kind of going through your thoughts about what today will be. Be bold and make the first move. You have to make that first move. You have to plan, research, and then invest. There's a lot of Daniels, hey. Let me message my friend. I don't know. I don't think it's I don't know. Um la 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 la. Bow to your partner. Hey, are you okay? I'm doing a live reading and I'm being told to reach out to a Daniel. And you're the only Daniel I know. All right. And then Marlene is like, I don't know a Daniel, girlfriend. Okay. Have faith in your dreams. I'm wondering if your dreams are not just dreams, but instead are communications from your soul. These are the plans that your soul wants you to put into action. Everything is changing and it's bringing your abundance. Okay. So look at the bigger picture. What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to achieve? I don't know. Um, I think this Daniel is personal to Marlene. I don't know who it is. I'm not Googling anything, girlfriend. I'm not Googling anything. It's time to take action. Ooh, that Aries energy, the very fiery, very driven, almost to the point where um like people just don't pause. Aries, I had said this before. Aries is a very, very devoted, very loyal type energy, right? People who have heavy Aries energy in them, they have a tendency to be very, very loyal, which is a beautiful thing. But here's the thing with Aries, you can be easily manipulated once I destabilize your emotions. All I got to do is piss you off. Then you're all reaction. Then there's like no thought that goes into it. So be a stable Aries, not a destabilized one. embody that stable Aries energy. When Aries energy is paired with something that's much more stable or much, ooh, an Aries with like Scorpio. That's a very fixated type of like fire energy. Ooh, that's gonna be bad for whoever that's focused on. But Aries, when you pair it with something that has like the focus and the drive, it can stay very, very stable, very focused on what you're trying to accomplish. Aries is not a bad sign, but they, just like with any other sign, they have specific susceptibilities. You watch someone long enough and you see how their energies play into like the different zodiac energies, you can really begin to see how, like, what areas of exploitation can be utilized if you're wicked. You can see that. So change it up. Allow change to occur. Don't remain stagnant in the way that you are. Why is it so hard to negate me? Why is it so hard to take me down? Well, because I'm chaos. You just never really know how I will react. It's a mixed bag. I might just ignore it. I might cuss you out. I don't know. We don't know. We just don't know. So, what's the best way to handle me? By not handling me at all. That's the best way. By not handling me at all, not trying to handle me. Instead, speak to me like an equal. Show me that dignity and respect by communicating rather than trying to simply handle me, right? So when you begin to make these decisions, have these conversations between yourself and your soul, and you're trying to figure out, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? Um, are you simply handling yourself? Is that why you're so angry with yourself? You're just handling you. You're just mitigating the pain in the ass that you are for yourself. Stop. Love yourself. Just accept yourself as you are. There's been times where I've had a negative reaction or response to someone's comments, and I say something, and then after the live stream, I'm like really irritated with myself. Like, bitch, you couldn't just keep quiet? No, I couldn't. And then I laugh. That's my reaction. No, I couldn't. And then I laugh and I'm like, girl, we'll try better next time. We'll try better next time. We need to just bring back the era of the silent ban, like, I don't engage, just quietly remove, so that way you're not disturbed. And then I go through this pep talk with myself of like, you're still learning. It's okay. I mean, it wasn't okay, but I get it. I'm still in the process of learning, and just having that kind of self-love. When you do that, you don't create walls that block your abundance. When you do just keep attacking yourself, obviously you're going to create walls. See, we learn to attack ourselves because in childhood, people attacked us. We felt very attacked by our environment. We felt singled out. We felt very much misunderstood. We felt judged. We felt condemned. And then we've taken that in. You're not that kid anymore. When you experience that as a kid, you build walls to protect yourself because you're afraid. You're small. You're young. You don't know any better. You don't know how to protect yourself. You don't know how to defend yourself. You don't know how to this, and you don't know how to that, and blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. You're not that kid anymore. You have a voice. Say something. Say something. Just say something. Or take action. Walk away. Leave. Don't accept subpar treatment. Just leave. I've had people who claim to be my friend in the past, and They treated me poorly, and I'm just like, "Oh, okay, I'm out. I'm out." And then they try and come back later and be like, "Oh, it was just a no, I didn't misunderstand. I saw you exactly as you are and how you choose to see me when you're not too busy hiding how you actually feel towards me." No, no, that's not it, Emmy. Are you calling me a liar on top of that? Because this is what I felt for myself. I'm not trying to convince you. You already know who and how you are. I'm simply sharing with you that now I know too. I don't need to build walls. You just need to stay the fuck back. Yes, I'm not running. I'm standing my ground. There are many things in life that I can choose to avoid, but I will never choose to avoid taking action when someone chooses to try and maltreat me and then turn around and gaslight me into what? Believing I deserved it, I started it, it's my fault that you are who you are, or that I'm a liar to myself because I believe you and what you've shown me about your character. I'm good. I'm good. I'm really good off that. I'm really, really good off that. Didn't done that for too long in my life. No, not no more. Not no more. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm saying you're a bad person for me. So don't come around me. Don't come around me. People who have no problem publicly embarrassing you, believe them the first time. They don't believe you deserve to exist with dignity. Believe them the first time. I don't fuck with that. You have an issue? Talk to me privately. You want to make this private conversation a public one? Okay, I'm game. But just know you fucked up, never allowing you back in. Ever. Never allowing you back in. I find out you're having these little group meetings to discuss me. Fuck the whole group. I mean that. Fuck the whole group. Everyone who went into that little private chat to discuss and plot and plan how you're going to handle me, fuck all of y'all. I mean, you can't be like, fuck everyone because you'll have no one. And then I'll have peace. You think I don't like myself? I like myself enough to be okay by myself. I really mean that one. Yeah. I mean, everyone needs someone. That's true. But it ain't going to be you. I'm not going to go and need you. All of that can just really just go off to the wayside and drift away because everything that I need to do needs to be towards building my life, my future, my purpose, and my place within the world. No more energy wasted on any of that bullshit. And some people will try and convince you you need to talk about it. Talk about what? How I'm wrong in accepting you as you are. And because you are who you are, I need to make a decision to not allow you in my life. You toxic as fuck. And then they'll tell you, oh, that's so toxic to be that way. Well, if I'm so toxic, stop talking to me. I'm not trying to convince you that I'm not. Everyone has toxicity. But if you determine I am toxic for you, stop trying to work shit out with me. There's nothing to work out. We're incompatible. I got things I need to do. You see how every time someone has something to say, there is a response, or you can choose not to respond. But either way, I will not agree with you because I'm realistic about my perception. I can call myself out when I need to put myself back in my place. And you don't have any space here. There's no space for you here because I've learned what I needed to learn with you. And I need to leave this space open for other lessons to be learned. Okay. It doesn't have to be an emotional response. It could just be like, "No, I'm good. I'm good. No, thanks. That's lovely of you to, yeah, but no, thank you." What do you need to release? It's maybe a person, it's maybe a situation, an environment, something. There's something that needs to be let go of. And just because you turn the other way, you turn your back to it, doesn't mean you've let go of it. Excuse me. Picture yourself in an airport, like the nicest airport you've ever been to, right? Picture yourself in an airport. Um, you're not facing your luggage because you drag it behind you. That emotional baggage, if you don't let it go, it has wheels. It can be dragged behind you, right? For some of us, we think we've let our emotional baggage go, and it's okay if you have a little carry on, that's fine. But if you are trying to carry your entire history as a person in luggage, your energy is going to be depleted and you won't be able to manifest the situations that you want. You just won't. You won't be able to manifest it because everything will be used up. All your energy, your focus, your time. Everything is changing and it's bringing your abundance. I remember there were certain crystal shops years ago when I was making selenite swords. There were certain crystal shops that I loved to go to and I didn't want to go anywhere else, but they're in a completely different state than I'm in. So what I would do was board a plane with a big ass fucking luggage that's empty. Or I would go with simply, a carry-on luggage or just my purse because I would be there just for the day for a couple hours. And as I land, I go to a store and I purchase the luggage. Then I go to the crystal shop, and whatever will fit in that luggage is what I can buy. And I'm checking that bitch in. Yeah. It's up to you how you want to do this. You can have luggage or you cannot. It's up to you. Okay. You don't necessarily have to be without luggage. If you're not resourceful, then maybe that luggage is necessary. So, what do I mean by that? If you don't know how to parse through your life circumstance, your current one, to glean the lessons that are necessary for you to learn, then you might need to keep that emotional baggage and allow that life circumstance to trigger you to retrieve that previous baggage, that previous memory, previous experience. So then you can begin processing. Emotional baggage is not necessarily always a bad thing. If it can help you to process what you're experiencing now, it could be a very good thing. But baggage is baggage is baggage. The energy is gaining momentum. It's gaining momentum. Things are going to increase in their intensity. You're going to begin to feel different, maybe like a different person. You're going to begin to shift in um, you're going to begin to shift in your focus, like the things that you want to achieve. Maybe you might feel like you want a career change, Maybe this is something that you really, really, really have been thinking about for quite some time. And you've been afraid. It's just been a dream. And now you realize, you know what? I have nothing left to lose. I have nothing to lose. Um, let's see. You are good enough. You are good enough to be the recipient of whatever it is you're needing to receive. I love these videos of this guy. He basically goes around, typically, he goes around Walmarts. I don't know his name. Typically, he goes around Walmart and he does these little challenges. Um, and he pretends he needs some type of help. It's never anything extreme, but say like he pretends he needs $5, and whoever will agree to help him, a complete stranger, he'll turn around and he'll let them know, here's $500 because I want to reward you for being a good person. And when I watch those videos, the people who are really good people, they are usually like, oh, no, 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 give it to someone who needs it. It's okay. I just felt like I needed to help you. And that's the thing. Like, why can't you receive? Why can't you receive back the type of love you give? The fact that you struggle to receive should be taken as evidence of how good of a person you actually are. I used to believe that I wasn't that good of a person and that I needed to do more, be more, all of these other things that confirms for me that I'm not enough as I am. And whenever I get back in that phase, that mindset, because I exited that a few years back, whenever I go back into that space, the fastest way that Michael gets me out of that space is to remind me of that time I was sitting in the grass at a park, RV park. And he told me he broke my brakes, and I was just sobbing that he was the one who broke my RV brakes and stranded me in a parking lot for months on end. No fridge, no running water, no electricity, no nothing. And the people who were watching were like, oh my gosh, because they had never seen me cry before, ever. They'd never seen me cry. All they've seen was me be empowered and help other people. And no one knew what was going on. No one knew. I was live streaming, and they were just like, after they realized, after I shared, I've been stuck in a parking lot for like 5 months. And they were like, oh my gosh, is that why you always live stream at the park, in the grass, at a coffee shop? Like, is that why you? Yeah, that's why. For the free Wi-Fi. If I don't have connection, free Wi-Fi. And they offered to help me. They were like, how much do you need to fix your brakes? And Michael always reminds me, in that moment, I did not hesitate. I told them what I actually need right now is $700 because my husband's coworker is about to get evicted. And I don't know if she'll be okay living in a parking lot. So that's what I need. Because if not, I will worry about her. I will worry so much about this complete stranger that I had never even met. I will worry about her. And we gave her that, and she didn't get evicted. And I was still okay with that because I knew I was simply learning something, that once I learn what I need to learn, I will get myself out of that parking lot, that we're going to be perfectly fine. But I'm just not done learning. And I look back and I realize what I was learning in that moment was allowing myself to receive a return on the love that I give, a love that I give with no expectations of any returns ever, ever, ever. I don't help you and hold it over your head. The people that I've helped, I don't even need you to say thank you. Like, the thank you was in the feeling that I got knowing you got the support you needed. And he reminds me of these things because it's so easy for the good people in life, the good people in societies, to forget how good they are. Because as good as you are, you want to be even better. You want to help more. You want to provide for more. Honey, you're part of the group you came here to love on. And that's when I realized I was the one separating myself from everyone else. That I am part of that group I promised as a soul to love on, support, provide for. Whatever made you think that you're not part of that group lied to you. You might not be part of every group, but I promise you, you are a part of the group you promise to love and support through this life. So allow yourself to receive that love that you give out. And it doesn't have to be this thing. You know, what I realized, the amount of love that I give out, the amount of support and encouragement, I give it freely and it always returns back to me amplified. And it's not always from the person I gave it to. It's just not. It's not. And that's okay. I don't need repayment from the person who didn't have enough. I usually, if I give someone something, I give it with a knowing I probably will never see that again. I probably will not be repaid. This is not a loan, it's a gift. You don't repay gifts. So when I give someone something, it's a gift, right? But guess what? Creation has this way of accumulating all of this credit and giving it back to you when you most need it. I was telling my brother, I was like, he was at a really low point in his heart journey and he was really, really struggling. His doctors were convinced that basically he was not going to survive. His heart function had dropped very, very low and it kept dropping. And it was subprime type conditions. And I was telling him, all this love that you've given to other people, because he's just like me. If he has, he will give. If he doesn't have, he'll find a way to have so he can give. If his heart calls him to, he will help you. Regardless of whether he has or not, he will help you. And so I was telling him, so many people love you. Like, look at your GoFundMe. So many people have come out in support of you. Allow yourself to receive this love that you've given out. All of these people who are saying the most beautiful things about you. These are people who held your energy. You didn't give it to them, you lent it. And when they come back around to give you back your energy, take it, receive it. It's yours. They held it for you. That's the way they loved you. They held that energy for you. Oh, Latrice Thomas says, I love this reading. Thank you. I'm a giver, but at this moment, my finances are depleted. I pray that spirit will bless me so that I can continue to bless others. That's my dream. Your dream will become your goal, and your goal will become your reality. You'll make it happen. You will absolutely make it happen, because if your heart guides you to it and you listen to your heart, it'll get you through the labyrinth that we call society. It'll get you through. I don't know how it will, but it definitely will. And remember, you first must bless yourself with what you need. Because when you don't do that, what you tell creation, what you tell God, what you tell spirit, what you tell the Most High is that, no, I don't want it. You don't want what? The blessing, but you are the blessing. So you don't want yourself. You don't want your purpose. You don't want to achieve. We have to be careful in the way we communicate with soul and spirit. I know many of us are like, but I want to help other people. You are part of that other people. When you don't love on yourself, you separate yourself from yourself, and that makes you part of the other people group. Provide for your needs. I'm not talking about buy luxurious things. I'm talking about provide for your needs. And when your needs are taken care of, when you have even just a little bit extra, then you can share that. Then you can do more. What I learned is this: as someone who is a perpetual overgiver, I would continuously deplete myself. And then I realized, wow, when I put myself into this position where I don't have enough, I'm worrying the people who I created a dependency on me. I created that dependency. I'm going to worry them. I'm going to stress them out. I need to make sure that I'm okay and stable so that I can also make sure that they are okay and stable. Thank you, Germanica. Um, it's important. It's important for us to shift our perspective. You know, when you shift your perspective and allow yourself to really just stand in a space of divine acceptance, where you accept where you are, you accept yourself, you accept whatever life brings you, whether it's abundance in experience, abundance in material, abundance in financial, abundance in friendship, abundance in um, whatever. Stand in a space of acceptance for yourself, okay? Balance spirituality and practicality. Boom. Right there. Right there. Balance spirituality and practicality. You guys, martyrdom is emotional manipulation. I used to always be a martyr for other people. And then one day I realized, oh my gosh, I'm not doing this and hurting for someone else because I'm a good person. I'm doing this because I'm insecure. I'm insecure. I don't know that if I don't overgive, that they will allow me to remain in their life. I have to overgive because if I overgive and I create a dependency, then they will always need me. And so, therefore, I have bought my place in their life. It's emotional manipulation. It doesn't make me a bad person. I didn't realize that. When I realized that, I began to make different choices. I began to realize I need to be okay with simply helping when I can. And if I cannot, and I'm still trying to, where is this coming from? Is it an insecurity coming up? Is it me wondering if they'll hate me if I don't help? Well, I don't know. And what I usually find is the people who are just using me, if I volunteer to be used, I mean, I can't exactly say they're horrible people, right? If they were just using me, they get very angry and they cut me out of their life. Is that a loss to me? No. I just was gifted with a circumstance that removed an enabler, someone who continues to enable my insecurities. Not saying they're a bad person, but I am accurately labeling them as an enabler. And I had many enablers in life for a period. Many, 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 many. I look back and I'm like, at the height of my audience reach on Facebook, 500,000. Had my brother gotten sick then, would people have rushed to help me the way they did after I left Facebook? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't feel like they would have. I don't feel like they would have. Yeah. And at the time that my brother needed help and I asked everyone to help, um, my reach was a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. And you guys came out in droves like, holy crap. I don't think I'm worthy of this. It was hard. It was really, really hard to accept evidence of people loving me in that way. And for those of you who were part of that portion of my life, I mean, there was a lot of tears there. I still don't know what I've ever done to be supported so profoundly. It's still very, very hard to wrap my mind around how other people receive me and the person that I am. And it's just very overwhelming to someone who's never felt like I've had a community or a group or support or understanding. It's very overwhelming to be supported so freely without hesitation. It's overwhelming because as confident as people see me, I don't know how people can receive me in the way that they do. I'm just literally a regular person with my own insecurities. And it just so happens my insecurities have nothing to do with aesthetics and everything to do with cultivating myself as a person. And it's this thing of it's still a journey. It's still very much a journey of me getting to a place where I allow myself to receive at the level that I need to allow myself to receive so that I can give to the degree that I know I'm destined to give. And this doesn't come from a place of like feeling or thinking that I don't love myself, that I'm not enough, that this and that, but it's like, gosh, I haven't really done much for other people. I mean, I live stream, I give my opinions, but that's like that's not really something that I don't get it. I don't get it. Like I never did any of this to be rewarded, to have this expectation be fulfilled, this expectation of everyone needs to support me and give and this and that, and I'm just I don't know, and maybe it ties into like childhood programming where um I was always made to feel as though if I allow myself to receive, that I'm being greedy and I'm being ungrateful and that I have more than enough and I should never allow myself to receive. And I think if we allow that to be balanced with the reality of who I am and where I am, we'll get to a point where we see these very insecurities, these places where we lack the understanding for ourselves, for our life. These are the very things that can help us. These insecurities can help us to better learn in that moment what we're being encouraged to learn. And I think at this point, all of us are very heavily, very, very heavily being encouraged to learn to receive what is rightfully ours. And what is that? Money, fame, peace, existing in a space of peace within yourself, knowing that everything you've been through, you were enough in that moment, in that experience, you were enough. And as that experience overwhelmed you, that was an invitation from soul to make you even more. And that process of making you even more begins with your awareness of where you lack so you can fortify that space and invite more of yourself to exist there. Accountability is a powerful thing. It's a very, very powerful thing where you can hold yourself accountable for the life that you've lived, the decisions you've made, where you can be like, yeah, you know what? That one decision, gosh, it ended up really fucked up, but man, I learned so much. It was crazy. I can't believe I got through that, but I did. But I did. I've had so many situations where it's like, I can't believe we got through that, but we did. Holy shit. You know, no one can stop you from retrieving your truth. Ooh, a new start is coming. A new start is coming, right? A new life, a new way of even just breathing. And thank you everyone for so many kind words. And here's another thing that I feel like I have to share. Like I share things like that and I feel extremely vulnerable and it's like, okay, I'm getting okay with feeling vulnerable in front of other people. And then you guys say like the sweetest, most amazing things. And then I feel like an asshole because it's like I'm not fishing for compliments. And I don't know why I can't receive compliments. It's really hard. And part of me wonders if I fight receiving the words of others because there's so many of you that share the same type of sentiment about me. And I've never even met you, and so I feel like I'm not worthy of it. And when so many of you say the same wonderful things, it's like, how can I continue to deny it? I don't know why that makes me cry so much. Like, it's just a compliment, just say thank you. It really makes me feel super duper uncomfortable. It does. And it's not me playing, like, humble. I might be starting my period. I shouldn't be crying like this. Oh, this is just obnoxious. Okay. All right. So, awaken in reverse. Awaken in reverse. So this is like you're going through the process of self-realization, self-actualization, and it's you're still kind of fighting it. And as you fight that, it creates walls, right? It goes back to the concept of you being a child, feeling like you're in an inhospitable environment and and you're needing to protect yourself, you're needing to hide yourself away. And so you build these walls as a form of self protection. When you refuse to awaken your awareness to whatever it is you're going through, whatever it is you're learning, then what ends up happening is you build walls and that blocks your abundance. The cosmic connection is in reverse. So with that, um to me it feels like, okay, so this is a picture, right? But in reverse, it's like it's going to me. It's no longer me just giving, and it's not necessarily this give and take. This is, and I've never read this card in this way before, but this tells me right now, this is the moment to simply allow yourself to receive. Receive without planning on how you're going to give back. As one of the things that I know if we're all so similar, which I feel like we are, um, I know I'm not the only one that struggles with this. If someone gives me $5, I feel like I have to give them back 20 when I have 20. If someone lets me stay at their house overnight because I don't have anywhere to go, I feel like I have to invite them over for an entire month and just cater to them, that entire time. If someone chips in on gas, I feel like I have to drive them everywhere for like 2 to 3 tanks of gas. Sometimes we have to just receive and be okay with receiving. Be okay with them accepting our thank you. Not make plans to give back at least in equal measure and then some because I have to show my gratitude. I struggle with that so much. I struggle with that so much, so much. And this card is basically calling us out like, stop it. When someone gives you, yes, be grateful, genuinely grateful, express that gratitude and leave it at that. You don't have to keep bringing it up every couple days, every couple weeks, every month. Like, and you know what happened? That coworker that my husband had, he only knew her for a couple weeks, and he gave her that money, and we were both super happy about her being okay. And then she kept, like, trying to make up for it, trying to take him to lunch, and then he was just like, "I'm fucking good off this shit." He was irritated after a while, like, "Just fucking she won't leave me alone now." And I'm like, "She's just grateful." And he's like, "It's annoying." You know? Like, just we have to stop. Just allow ourselves to receive. Just receive and leave it at that. Receive, say thank you, and, leave it at that. And, like, that's the thing. I kept saying thank you when you guys helped with the GoFundMe, right? And I think someone finally said, like, you don't have to keep saying thank you. We know you're thankful. And I was really like, oh, am I being annoying? Which I think I was at that point. I think I was. But sometimes there's this need to share that experience. It's no longer this thing of, I have to say thank you. I have to say thank you. And I hope that you guys all still feel how grateful I am to have you as a part of that part of my journey, a part of this part, and that I truly, genuinely would love to have you be part of my journey for years on end. And it's just this going through your process, this process of learning how to unconditionally love. Unconditionally love yourself as you learn and grow through these experiences. Have compassion for yourself. So be still in reverse. I think you've been sitting idle for too long already. Your soul, for many of you, is encouraging you to very, very, very heavily take action. Take action. Do it. Go for it. Take a chance on yourself. But Emmy, what if I lose $100? There will always be another $100. It might take you a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months. I don't know. You'll get that $100 back again somehow. Take a chance on yourself. Invest in yourself. Take that chance. Take the chance. Make it happen. Take the chance. You are worth it. You can make it happen for yourself. I don't mean take a chance and just gamble. I'm talking about making a decision, putting action behind it, trusting in your ability to see it all the way through, all the way through. So we started this church, Solar Synergistic Church. Um, and it was this thing of, it's a lot of momentum, a lot of plans, a lot of, all of these different things. And then other things happened and I found myself fizzling and then doubting and then feeling badly because all of you helped with the $2,500 it cost to form the church. And yeah, I shouldn't be ashamed or embarrassed if I don't make anything of it. But at the same time, fuck that. No, no. I'm not going to slide all the way back to the very bottom of that hole where I'm going to sit for months on end, years on end, telling myself that, see, you fucked up, you failed, you wasted money, you wasted this and that, you look like a liar, and blah, 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 blah. No, I'll backslide a little bit, maybe a foot. And then I'm going to grab solid ground and keep myself from sliding back more. No, I had a lull in my energy and my drive. No, in a few weeks, we're pushing straight ahead. In a few weeks, we'll begin the first parts of the journey that will make my church the most financially successful the world has ever known, comparable even to the Vatican. And unlike the Vatican, I say this as a Catholic, unlike the Vatican, we will not hoard the riches underground, nor will we hoard the information that rightfully belongs to all people. We will distribute it with compassion and grace. We will feed those who are hungry. We will clothe those who are naked and exposed to inhospitable elements. We will provide shelter. We will learn how to work together again. It's a long journey to get there, but I'm not going to stop until I do. I'm not going to stop until I do. That's not an option. I can backslide another 6 inches if I want. That's okay. We'll make up for that amplified. See, you guys think that if you have a moment of insecurity, then it's like, see, it's proof. They fucked up. This is not going to happen. No, no. Use that as a fuel for your rebellion. Rebel against that thought. Rebel against the insecurity. You know how I get so far with whatever it is I'm going to do? Because I have insecurities that still exist. And every time that pops up, I'm going to fan the flames, and bitch, we gonna burn all the way down. All the way till we get to wherever we gotta go. But Emmy, like, do you know how a car works? Do you know how a combustion engine works? You know why you have to put gas in the car? That's the fuel to continue the explosions that then get converted into kinetic energy. It's okay if you're explosive. Just know how to harness it, know how to transfer that, transmute it into forward movement. That's all you got to do. Learn about yourself, learn about your own mechanics, Mother Earth, and intuition. Your intuition is guiding you to places within yourself that will affect your life on Mother Earth. Not everyone will become wealthy. A lot of people will choose not to. Trust me. The fucked up shit that's about to happen for everyone, it can be the very trigger to put you in a place of abundance so profound, not off the backs of others, not off the downfall of others, but because you are watching and you are waiting to observe the necessary components come together. The components your intuition told you are necessary. And then go for it when your intuition tells you. Go for it when your intuition tells you. See, I wasn't ready. There were things that were supposed to happen. investments that were supposed to pan out in a specific way. And I wasn't ready. And I kept saying verbally I was ready. Emotionally, deep inside, I was not ready. I was afraid. I was so very afraid. And I needed this entire year to come to terms with what my soul has been telling me my entire life is my destined path. It's my destiny to help as many human beings as possible. In order to do that, you have to have the funding to do that. I will. We will. And it will be split between multi-million billion dollar corporations and my own multi-million billion dollar accounts. I just need a few more months. I need a few more months to come to terms with this completely down to my core. I'm about halfway there. I'm about halfway there. This doesn't mean money is just going to be given to me. It means I will work and observe and follow my intuition to the degree that this is the end result. I still need to do my part. Do your part. Listen. Don't listen with fear. Listen. Listen. Observe. Really allow your soul to guide you. So, communication and free spirit in reverse. It's almost this thing of you've been so weighed down that you're no longer communicating with your soul. You're no longer communicating with your higher divinity. It's time to return to a place of integrity and create a new chapter. How do you get a new chapter in your book of life? You write it. You're the author, it's your book. You write the chapter. So the connection and space in reverse, space is no longer necessary. That connection is craved and therefore it will be allowed. Look at that. Someone is just on fire about connecting with you. This might be a business opportunity. It might be a living opportunity, like a living situation. It might be a work opportunity. It might be so many different things. So many different things. It's on fire. It wants you, wants to come to you. But see this image? Repetition. Stop repeating the same sabotage, the same self-sabotage, the same lack of permission to succeed. You know, many of us have people in our lives that we say like, no, they support me. They want me to succeed. And it's like, do they really? Do you mean they want you to succeed, just not more than them? Because many of us have those people in our lives where they want you to succeed, just not more than their own success, because anything more than their own success is kind of offensive. It's kind of offensive to them. Why? I mean, are you rubbing it in? Or are they just bothered by the fact that you've gone into a space that they cannot follow? Right? Have you gone into a space that they can't follow and they're upset because, I don't know. Those are the people who keep your perception in reverse. They keep your perception upside down. Stop repeating these cycles with them. Stop. Fortitude. Fortify yourself. Fortify yourself. You can be peaceful and a badass all at the same time. Look at those antlers. So people, they look at deer and they're like, oh my God, Bambi. Oh my God, it's Bambi. Where's Thumper? So deer You think like, "Oh, they're herbivores, they're, like, not dangerous. We can touch them." Are you kidding? I mean, you go ahead. Have you ever seen deer fight? Have you ever seen what happens when a deer gets spooked? First of all, they're very strong and they can jump very high, okay? They can jump very high. So, sometimes they'll have antlers, and obviously that's, you know, like, don't fuck with something with antlers. But here's the thing, what people don't realize, if you spook a deer, sometimes it won't run away. Sometimes it will go right up to you, go on its hind legs, and start pounding the shit out of your head with its hard ass hooves. The hooves alone can give you one hell of a concussion. And then they can knock you down, trample you, like river dance on your ass. I'm saying, deer, I don't fuck with deer. I don't fuck with deer. I'm good off deer. Yeah. No, I remember when we were staying on a farm with, quite a few acres, when we first moved there, sometimes we would look out the window and we'd see like an entire family of deer and everyone would be like, "Oh, we should go out and see." Fuck that. Stay in the house. They're crazy. They are crazy. Don't watch them from inside the house. Don't go out there. I'm serious. You have a fortitude that you don't even realize yet. Those bricks that you use to build your walls, start launching them. Start launching them. Your perspective needs to be shifted. Okay? You can be this angelic being that you aspire to be and still exist as a human with the world in the palm of your hands. Okay? You can still exist with the world in the palm of your hands and be a spiritual person, be a good person, a person with integrity. Money won't corrupt you unless you're already corrupted and just playing nice. That's what I realized. Money doesn't have the capacity to turn you into something and someone you're not. It can tempt you. But if you're not intrinsically that, you just never will be. And I think for some of us, our fear comes from the fact that we don't know ourselves. I hated money because I didn't know myself enough to realize money could never change me. It's just not going to change me. It's just not. It's not going to change me. I could have easily just been like, fuck everyone. It's my money. I earn it. It's mine. I'm going to dress myself. I'm going to have a nice fancy car and this and that. No, the more money I earn, the more I'm like, okay, you know what? I think this might be enough of a budget to help another household. Yeah. Hmm. My earnings are nothing but an indication of how many more people I can help. It has nothing to do with me buying more stuff at all. I'm telling y'all, I have a problem paying more than like $4 for a shirt. I'm just saying. Unless the fabric is really, really thick and it's just so beautifully constructed, and I know it's going to last quite a few years, like I'm good. That's gonna last me like a year or two. I'm not paying more than $5. And I still have shirts from quite a few years ago that I still wear that I paid $3 for. When you know how to take care of your belongings, it lasts a very long time. A very, very long time. You don't need more. You need to learn what to do with what you have. And if what you have is a space waiting for your abundance to come in, bitches, open that door and let it in. I'm just saying. I'm just saying it doesn't make you a bad person. Allow yourself to receive. Just allow it. Oh, I love the clearance rack too. But it's hard for me to go to Target for clearance rack because the discrepancy between my boobs and my waist and my hips is just it just doesn't work. It doesn't. I don't know. I have hope though, because as I've gotten older and my boobs have gotten saggier, it's not so like projected out. And so I can fit more. All right, clarity. Ooh. See that right there? That's your solar plexus. You see that right there? We need to be clear right now that your personal power is infused with your crown knowing. What's that mean? If you can enter into that state simply by allowing yourself to recognize you already are, that means you're both spiritual, human, and financially stable all at the same time. That's what that will bring in. Lisa says, Emmy, can complaining about money block money? I'm not asking for me, but everyone I know seems to complain. Seems like it blocks them. You already know. Complaining about anything can block it. Because by the time you complain, it's kind of like you've developed a frustration, you developed, whatever negative emotions you have towards it, which is normal and understandable. And so is the blockage that comes with it. Yeah, it can create blockages. So what do? Acknowledge the issue and don't stay there. Keep trucking. Keep pushing to find solutions that you can implement. It's not enough to discuss solutions. You need to also implement them, And what's the world doing? We're not even discussing solutions. We just keep talking about the same fucking problems over and over and over and arguing about how accurate someone else's perception of the problem is in regards to your perception of the problem. Who cares? Fix the fucking problem, right? Like there'll be times where my husband will be like, you're just fucking rude. Because I can be. He'll be like, oh, I can't do this. Like, I can't do it. And I'm like, have you tried blah, blah, blah? He goes, but no, I can't do it. But did you try that? No, because I can't do it. Motherfucker, you know you can't do it like that. So try that. Don't talk to me again until you try that. And then he'll try that and he'll be like, oh, so what had happened was. And it's not that I know everything. It's like, if that doesn't work, fucking try something else. If it's not in the box you looked and look in the other boxes. But see, I can't really talk shit because I have sensory problems. I have sensory integration. I don't know if they called it syndrome or disorder. I have a sensory integration issue. And like you could literally put the pen in front of me and I will be looking for the pen like crazily, wholeheartedly, and I won't see the pen. Yeah. Yeah. One time I thought I lost my glasses. I was like, it's blurry. I can't really see. Oh my God, where's my glasses? And I was freaking out because I need my glasses to be able to see any distance. And I couldn't find it. It was on my face. And it was blurry because I had gone like this to push it back up. And my skin oil or moisturizer was on the lens. But I thought my eyes were blurry because I couldn't see far. And so I didn't realize that I had my glasses on my face the whole time. And that other time where I was shopping, all my kids, like I have hella kids, right? And they were all basically toddlers because they're like all 2 years apart, except for my oldest. And had the baby in the shopping cart. We were at Target, had the baby in the shopping cart. I had my purse and other stuff. I don't know why I didn't see the baby. And I was like counting my toddlers. Oh my God, one of them is missing. By myself in Target. Oh Lord, I took off running through all the aisles. And all the kids are running after me. They don't know what's going on. I'm starting to panic. And then finally, my oldest, who I don't know, I think he might have been like 10, something like that. It's like, "Why are you running?" And I was like, "We need to find the baby." He's like, "The baby's in the cart." Oh my God. I was so scared. I was so scared, like, oh my God, because my baby was a baby. So I can't really talk too much shit about afraid not being able to find things in a box. Um, because without him, I can't find anything. I'm very serious. Like I can't find my clothes. Anything that I look for, I cannot find it. He has to find it for me, or else I'm just like I'll sit on the couch and I'll just get really frustrated to the point where I cry, and he'll be like, "I'll find it for you. Stop crying." Yeah, I'm not even ashamed. I'm so highly dependent. It's, it's a real thing where if you have a certain type of sensory processing problem, which I have, you just can't see stuff. I know. I've done that too, where I freaked out over my phone, like, "Where is it? Oh my God." And I was also watching YouTube, and I'm like, "Someone call my phone. I can't find it." And I was like, "I think it's dinging." Yeah, it was in my fucking hand. Hey, don't judge people like us. I am the smartest airhead you will ever meet. No, I'm joking. It's true, but I'm joking. I shouldn't talk about myself like that. All right, guys, reading is done. I hope that um, everyone who needed confirmation for something got their confirmation today. I hope that you take this opportunity to begin really dreaming about how you will welcome your wealth into your life and how you will no longer stand in your own way. Allow, 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 allow. Oh, girl, you so lucky. You come from a different era. She says, "My mom left me in a post office when I was newborn and walked home. When she got home, she realized she had left me and panicked. She did leave me with some old ladies." You is so lucky. Oh my God. That something like that happens these days. That might not turn out very well. It's okay though. We're gonna change the world. I want to do something before we go. I want to do something. I want to play some music for you guys. It's not going to be very long, just a few, like a minute or so. I want to play some music for y'all. And the music that I play, I am going, with permission from your higher self, of course, I am going to supercharge your abundance pathways. Oh, I'm going to go live tomorrow evening with a portal ceremony. Okay. So tomorrow evening, I'm going to do a portal ceremony. It's the 7-7 portal completion. Completion. Let's go ahead and complete the lesson so we can welcome our abundance. Okay? So just breathe deep and slow. Inhale the light of your truth. Exhale the darkness of your doubt. Inhale the light of your truth. Exhale the darkness of your doubt. Continue breathing very deep and very slow. Allow yourself to feel who you are, where you are within your life. It's okay if you currently feel disappointed or frustrated or stuck. Just be honest with where you're at. Take a deep breath in and begin to feel a vibration in your body. There's no specific place to feel it. Just breathe until you do. That's your body letting you know you're being prepared for change. Change is coming. It will be powerful. It will change the entire trajectory of your life. Feel the vibration grow and spread through your entire body. Feel your hands and your chest begin to pulsate. Allow yourself to fully feel. Allow the fear and other emotions to rise. Release them. Feel yourself becoming lighter and lighter. And as you become lighter, feel yourself expand. Occupy all the spaces within you. Leave no room for any insecurities or doubt. Only your truth can call you home. Feel it going into every single cell. Feel your peace returning back to you. Feel the heaviness of the walls. Feel it getting thinner and thinner. Feel the light coming through. Right in front of you is a door. Open it. Open the door and allow your abundance in. Welcome it into every room, every cupboard, every closet, every single space. Allow your abundance to soak into your carpets and your walls, all of your clothing, everything you own. For those of you sensitive to energy, you might begin to feel the most beautiful tingles on your crown, down your forehead and cheeks, across your shoulders. This energy is unlike any other energy you've ever felt. The purity of the love, the depth of compassion and grace. You might begin to feel pulsating in your forehead and the sensation of your crown opening up. Do you feel that on your cheek? Like a hand holding your face? You feel like you're being lifted. Like a child being picked up for a hug. Life is just so beautiful. And every experience is a reminder of that beauty, a reminder of the promise of your potential. Take another deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Come back to center. Rejoin me in this space that we share. Allow yourself to complete your experience. Remember the feeling of that hand that held your face, the hands that picked you up to carry you. Remember that feeling and energy always. One more final deep breath. Very slowly, very gently, open your eyes. Did you guys feel that hand? Oh, Billy. Whatever you believe, and you don't have to believe in anything. If you felt those hands on your face, hands picking you up, those are the hands of creation, the hands of everything that ever is, ever was, and ever will be. Those were the hands of Source. Choose to be one of the ones that thrives in this period. Your suffering. Your suffering is not mandatory. You don't prove your divinity by suffering. You just don't. So, how did it feel like to feel God touch you? I didn't do any energy work at all, nor was I expecting that. And this, being able to share experiences like this, it makes it worth it that I work all the time. It's not work. It's me looking to feel the feeling of home. And you guys do that for me. You guys do that for me. So thank you. Thank you so much for everything that you do without even realizing. Thank you for the space that you hold within me. And thank you for choosing to infuse that space that you hold within me, within my life, infusing it with love. It means so much how much you guys support me and consistently show me love, and just, you guys are amazing. Amazing. And I hope beyond all hope that you choose to climb this mountain. You're at the base of it already. Climb the mountain. I'll see you at the top. I gotta go, guys. Please give this reading a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'll see you guys tomorrow during the 7/7 portal ceremony. I'll be doing expedites and fire blessings and all of that. I'll have the listing up for you guys in about an hour. Okay. So I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye, everyone.